Okay, so I want to do a quick review of a hand, just 'cause it's been a while. This is in my um, studies. I'm looking at a situation here where I three bet a min raise open. So let me pull up the hand, and there it is. So let's go back to the beginning of the hand. Essentially, I've got 20 bigs. I'm sorry, I got 21 bigs. The opponent has 51. We're at 100, 400 with 800, I believe. Um, yeah, actually, sorry, 100, 500, 1000. So the cutoff opens to a min raise of 2000. I three bet to 4400, so 2.222. Three bet, and then it folds around to Carmelo who jams. So I called here, but I wanted to see if the call was appropriate. So I ran an HRC, which has trouble calculating it. It did its best job. I actually used ICMizer, but it's essentially the same. So you can see in this hand here with ICMizer that it just pushes a hero and pushes villain instead of having a min raise and me open. But I ran it anyway to see what I get, and I think 10's a call. No doubt we could see how tight he'd have to be for me to fold, and I think he'd have to be pretty tight for me to fold. I think, in fact, I don't see a fold here, but it's interesting to see how my calling range changes the tighter villain is. You can see it tightens up quite a bit. Um, let's see what else we have here. Go to the range chart, and I can see, wow, my range pushing just does well against his range. Oh, here we go. So here's the break-even point. Opponent range would have to be 10s plus ace queen suited or ace king plus for me to have a break-even kind of continue all in, and his range is well beyond that. So it's good to check that out. That's not the point of this video, though. I want to do a Krebs, so I'll jump over to Krebs and show you what I did there. And let me pull it up. So here's my Krebs file. Basically, I gave villain this range, which I think is reasonable to open with. I did a range as far as a shove. I optimized using card runners. And so card runners gave me 7s plus, ace 10 plus as an open here based on this part of the tree, which is essentially what does he jam with. So when villain opens, I min 3 bet or 2.23 bet, and I have this range for villain jamming and calling and folding. So I built these ranges. I basically had him jamming 9s plus ace queen, ace jack. He probably would jam wider, but I wanted to be conservative. Have him calling pretty much with the rest of his range. And then I wanted to figure out what range I should call with, which according to card runners is ace plus ace queen, and fold the rest. So how did I do this? Well, I built the range out. I left it full range here, and for me as the button, and I left it full range here. So I wanted to see what my optimal strategy was against a villain who opens this range and then takes these actions when I 3-bet. I did not deal with the call, but I just wanted to see what I would 3-bet. So based on this estimated action of raising this range and calling and folding, I ran the equity calculator, and basically I can see here that it's plus EV for me to call a 3-bet jam with ace plus ace queen. I will filter that, and now I just have the plus EV, and I will run again. And it still holds, but I want to see the impact on this range. So based on this range of calling the 3-bet in these frequencies, what should my opening range for raising be? And I got this range right here, which is 7s plus ace 10. So that's kind of the result. My menu, it's 3-bet, get it all in, pretty much with 100% range. You can see that. Let me run that again. I am 3-betting 8% of my range, and when he 4-bet jams, I'm calling with 63%. That seems to be the GTO strategy. Now the 3-bet flat chart's a little bit different. I'm going to pull that up next. So here's the 3-bet flat chart. It's a little bit different because I am at 21 bigs and this is for 25 and 40, but it's a good reference point. You can see that the strategy is sevens plus, ace, queen, ace, 10, 3-bet, get it in, and then there's some 3-bet bluffs built in. So I don't know if Carver is going to give me bluffing ranges, but or would I pursue bluffing ranges at 21? With the min raise, I feel comfortable using this chart. That is a question. You know, with the min raise using this chart, I use them still anytime it's not profitable for me just to rejam. And against the min raise, I wouldn't typically rejam 21 bigs, but I could. So let's pull up that Krev again, and you can see that sevens plus ace 10 versus sevens plus ace 10. You can see it's pretty much the same except for these two are flats and the flatting range is built in. So I think it was a good little study. I think my jam was good there. And the hand was a good one. So thanks a lot.